welcome to the regularly scheduled meeting of your Los Angeles City Council. Today is Friday, the 9th day of January in the year 2026, the birthday of my most beloved Angelino, Miss Carrie Harris Dawson. My name is Marquise Harris Dawson. I serve as chair of this council. Public comment will be taken in person for this morning's meeting. It is our first meeting of the year 2026, and many of you will remember our first meeting of the year 2025. It is a day that will be remembered forever here in the city of Los Angeles when we were visited with one of the most tragic days that we've seen in our history, and some of the greatest damage to property and to the taking of human life by nature that we have seen in the history of our city. And so to commemorate and to mark and to remember the fires of 2025 that affected us here in Los Angeles, in the Pacific Palisades and the San Fernando Valley, and in Malibu in the county and Altadena in the county, I want to call to this desk to lead us in a commemoration our representative from Palisades and the West Side, our own council member Tracy Park.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you, Council President, for letting me take the chair for this very special presentation. On January 7th, 2025, horrific fires decimated the communities of the Pacific Palisades and Altadena. In the Pacific Palisades, 12 lives were lost. In Altadena, another 19 tragic deaths. Across Los Angeles, we continue holding their families close in our hearts. Please join me in a moment of silence to remember those who died that day.
The one person coming up, and Mr. Herman, to the extent that you are asking for use of the wireless microphone, I'd ask that you please adhere to the instructions that I've given you at this meeting and before, and you can sit in your seat and wait until they bring you the wireless microphone. Again, we've received your accommodation request and we're happy to abide by it, but please abide by those procedures. Go ahead. We'll take the first speaker at the podium first.
Okay, I'll go.
Good morning. Go ahead.
General comment.
You have 1 minute.
Elected officials may assume that people will make the most noise about what's most important to them. Unfortunately, this assumption breaks down when it comes to crimes involving extortion. People who are threatened with violence if they go to the police will not go to the police. People know that they are being victimized, and they know that the officials who are supposed to protect them are refusing to lift a finger. You each need to publicly write a letter to the governor asking for a military-level investigation of police misconduct. He won't risk stepping on the toes of local officials, so it really is your responsibility. I don't know what nonsense you're being fed in closed session, but I suspect you're being told not to help. Anyone who told you this is somewhere between delusional and just plain bad.
I would like to call up Steve Horowitz, Katie LaFoon, Stephen, Jerry C., Maduro Nick, Jules Murphy, Simon, and Harriet Elliott.
Good morning. You have 3 minutes for the items and 1 minute for general public comment, Mr. Herman.
Test. Smoke and scan, I want to speak on all items and non-agenda public comment. What's my time, sir? All right, asshole. I guess it's 3 minutes and then +1. Got it. Todos cabrones y putos y putas, buenos días a mi casa
All of you
2026.
motherfuckers, welcome to my house 2026.
Estoy empezando a los necesarios para los viejitos en el distrito 14, cabrones.
I am thinking of all the elders in Council District 14, motherfuckers.
Which is item number 3. CD
Item number
14,
3
Senior
is not
Center
open
needs
for
an
public
assistance.
comment.
Pardon me, sir?
Item number 3 is not open for public comment. If you were listening earlier, the items that are open for public comment on the agenda are items 9 through 27 and 29 through 31. So this is your only warning. Please speak to those items during the remaining 2 minutes and 14 seconds, or I'm going to move you to general public comment. Go ahead.
So, smoke and scan on item number 30. Civil rights, immigration, thank you, Donald J. Trump, for aging and disability and public safety on behalf of David O. Carter, who just gave the city of Los Angeles a nice, beautiful fine in the millions of dollars for doing nothing. Yes, the associated impersonating of federal, state, and local law enforcement by your so-called groups known as LASA. We know that persons under the false pretense of being public safety officers have done nothing, not one goddamn thing for housing. And that
This
one...
is not related to item 30. So I'm going to give you your final warning. Stick to the item or let us know which items you'd like to speak to.
So you're saying that
or I'm gonna move you to
disability and
general
public
public
safety
comment.
is not about what I'm speaking about, sir? Can you refine me with the answer to that?
That does not match the item in the description of the item.
Okay, fuck the local law enforcement agent to the immediate or harass and threaten individual persons or property of any fucking other method that could be understood. 42 USC 1983 politely, fuck you, big head. Thank you, Smoke and Scan, for that.
Great. You're welcome to talk about my big head during general public comment. You have 1 minute. Go ahead.
Oh, I get 3 minutes plus 1. What happened, fool?
We gave you multiple warnings and you did not stick to the agenda items.
All right,
So you have
all right.
general public comment.
Gavin Newsom, ladies and gentlemen, has announced that now it's time for mayors to clean up the homeless crisis. Now, if you believe that, that's like saying I got a big dick in my hand, which you see I don't. The only dick in my hand is this one, pointing at all of you for doing shit to help homeless people and create a crisis that David O. Carter, a federal judge, has announced that your incompetent, incoherent, stupid laws have only made the situation worse, like that jackass governor who makes his statements against Trump. Thank you, Donald Trump, for saving America. Donald Trump has done an excellent job at providing us all the safety from all the drugs that this city has allowed at the airport and the ports.
Mr. Herman,
Thank
your
you,
time
Donald
has expired.
Trump.
Next speaker. Good morning. Which items would you like to speak to?
No item, just public comment.
Okay, so you have 1
Carrie
minute for
Elliott.
general.
Donde vivo en calle 7 Wilshire, hay un vecino, se llama Jude, quien tiene otro apartamento. ¿Cómo se hecho? Porque,
So hold on. I
yeah.
think you have to give time for translation.
I live closer on the 7th and Wilshire, and there is a neighbor who has an apartment that has, how do I say this?
él tiene correo, un bulto grande en frente de su puerta y no ha recogido ese bulto. Significa que no vive con nosotros.
He has a high amount of mail accumulated in his front door, and because he hasn't gone to pick it up in a while means that there's no one living there.
Gracias.
Thank you.
¿Por qué tantas? En el libro de John Dean se llama Worse Than Watergate. Él dice que hay confidential informants.
In the book of John Dean, he says that there's confidential informants.
Y él tiene borra su récord criminal antes. Y si ayuda al gobierno.
He has erased his previous criminal records with help from the government.
Sí. Sí, es un arreglo del gobierno. And under Bush too. Debajo de Bush too.
It was fixed by the government under Bush also.
Good morning. Which items would you like to speak to?
General comment.
Okay, so you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
This is public time, not coffee break time. Half the reps are gone. Close the Los Angeles Central Jail. Los Angeles Central Jail, Men's Central, needs to be closed.
Okay, and before we move on to the next speaker, I'm just going to ask all members of the public, including the previous speaker, please do not blow a whistle or a loud item into the microphone as it goes through the speakers. And we actually have staff who are wearing headphones, and it goes directly into their ears, and it could actually damage their eardrums. Not to mention, it's not necessary. It's a whistle. We can hear it. Good morning. Which items would you like to speak to?
Hi, I'm Katie LaFoon. I have a general public comment.
Okay, so you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
A year ago, we were on fire, and I watched the city come together in a way that still makes me incredibly emotional, in ways that only those of us who are here will ever understand. None of you told the people on the ground to do it better. You understood that everyone activated was learning in real time and doing the best that they could to help their neighbors. And when we were still wiping ash off of our cars, the federal government attacked our city, and I came here begging all of you for help. I asked that you show up for the people being terrorized by ICE and those standing up to them. And you ignored me, you ignored all of us. The message from City Hall has been to put the onus and the blame on the people, to put the responsibility on us to be peaceful, which we've always been, not the federal government or the LAPD, which has been violent. When Roberto Valdez was killed by ICE for running for his life, you did nothing. You said nothing. It implies the fault is with him. When Amanda Trebek was arrested for observing ICE leaving Terminal Island, you did nothing. The message you send is documenting them from a safe distance. Do that at your own risk. We don't have your back. Everyone loves to say that LA is the testing ground. Give me a minute, I'm begging you. Everyone loves to say that LA is the testing ground. We
Just to
are.
clarify,
Renee Good died.
Hold on. Your time is not running right now, and actually your general public comment is expired. If you're continuing to talk about the ICE raids, you can speak to items 29 and 30. So you have 2 minutes for the items. Go ahead.
Yes, please. Everyone loves to say that LA is the testing ground, and we are. Renee Good died because of inactions that have taken place here. Myself and 100 other people, we've warned you. We've warned everybody that this would happen. We told everyone this would happen. Keith Porter Jr. was killed on New Year's Eve, and no one said anything. No one has said anything. There's not been a statement from the mayor. No one has said shit. I am begging you, screw decorum, do things differently. Give us something to believe in. We need something to believe in. Get out on the streets with us. After months of being brutalized by LAPD, the city as a whole has been conditioned to stay home and not to stand up. You guys have helped do that. Please don't post on social media about, where's the press? Please, I am begging you, I am begging you. Do it differently. Do it differently. We need you. We need someone to do something. Look at what happened in Chicago last night. People are here. They're ready to stand behind you, but we have been conditioned that if we show up, they will get shot, that they will be beaten by LAPD, not even DHS or ICE, our own law enforcement. We need something to believe in. We need you guys. We need to believe in you. Give us something to believe in. This is the testing ground. It's still being tested. You guys can change that, and I am begging you to help us, please.
Next speaker.
Good morning, sir, and Happy New Year's to everyone. All items, sir, because you said 29 and 30 were about public safety and ICE, and I'd also like anything that has to do with Palisades. May I finish, sir?
You have 3 minutes
please?
for the items, and that's items number 9 through 27 and 29 through 31.
So give me all of them, sir. Let's start with public safety officers. I've mentioned it before. We have the finest police chief here in this city, McDonald. Now, maybe a lot of you may not like him, but when you're talking about someone who was prepared for a job to keep this city safe, Chief McDonald is that person. But I personally have to say, sir, Mr. McDonald, what's happened? God gave you the opportunity to make this city safer. He gave you the opportunity to do good when you see ICE people in this city who are doing wrong. That's not law. That's crime. So I'm not being disrespectful, and I'm not afraid of you, sir. I respectfully just ask you to please make this city safer and do whatever you can to protect our citizens. In regards to, can I talk about the Palisade fires? Was that an item there? I'll talk about it anyway. He's not listening. It's nice to hear all of you talk about, oh my God, the Palisades, the other fire. I apologize because I can't remember. I'm old. And everybody wants to do something. Where were you before? Okay, this morning when I had to get up early because my trees in the backyard fell down because there were 65-mile-an-hour winds knocking down my trees in the backyard. Can't do anything about the wind, right? Can't do anything about the rain, right? But what do? You guys give the match that will light Porter Ranch. You folks,
Mr.
because
Candido,
you will
which
not
item are you
rescind the
speaking to?
item that you guys passed.
Mr. Candido,
saying
I'm
that
going to ask
could
you one more
park in
time,
illegal places.
politely, which item are you speaking to? Sorry, you want to move to general public comment? Okay, you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
And sir, I want to be respectful, but would you cut that out? Okay, you're acting like this is really ridiculous. Anyway, let's go on to. So what's happening in Porter Ranch, right? They're all worried about the trees falling, and yet I'm still worried about that fire that's going to take place. And then you come here and Palisades, we're sorry. Oh, the other, I'm really sorry, I can't remember the other name. But again, here you are. You have a chance to do something. But yet you still allow illegal parking in Porter Ranch where they're tearing up the area with speeding. You know how many people have crashed over there? I may have 60-mile-an-hour winds, but I have 80-mile-an-hour cars going up Reseda running into E.T. Park. And what are you doing about it? And John Lee, I'm going to call you out because you're looking down. I've been a constituent up there for years, and yet you can't look me in the face, right? You keep that nice suit. But I worked hard for my house. I worked hard. I went from the streets of Van Nuys to Porter Ranch.
Okay, your
and
time
I never
has
forgot where
expired. Next speaker. Mr. Candido, you're now disrupting this meeting because we can't move on to the next speaker. This is your first and only warning. Your time has expired. You need to vacate the podium. Okay. And I'm going to ask the gentleman with the beard and the whistle and the green shirt on my left-hand side, do not blow that whistle again. It disrupts this meeting. If it happens again, you'll be subject to removal pursuant to Rule 7 and Rule 12. Mr. Candido, you also received your first and only formal warning for not allowing us to move on to the next speaker. Next speaker?
Yes, my name.
Yes.
Hi.
Hi.
Good morning.
Good morning.
It has to do for me for being handicapped, not just me, but for all people who are
Okay, so we're
handicapped.
going to give you 1 minute. Go ahead.
And what I'm wanting to do is for Van Nuys area, we really need to have safety for us because I was hit by a car, and this was back in January of 23. And it was on my birthday. It was on the 26th, and I ended up going into emergency hospital. But that's as far as it went. Thank goodness for that. But it was the idea still where I live is between two buildings, and there's only a small red curve. And that's all they did. There was once about a time that whole entire area and where the between two buildings were, there was a red.
Speaker, your time has expired, but if you could wait off to the side or in the back just for a minute, please. But we need to move on to the next speaker during public comment.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, council members. My name is Edgar Resinas, and I'm a fast food worker. I've been working in the fast food industry for some years, and I'm here today to ask you to support the Fast Food Fair Work Ordinance. And this ordinance is gonna benefit many of fast food workers out there, many fast food workers like me who need to get paid vacations, fair scheduling, and know about their rights. Thank you for listening to me. Have a good day, and God bless you all.
Good morning, City Council.
Which items would you like to speak to?
I want to make a public comment about the fast food fair work ordinance.
Okay, you'll have 1 minute.
My name is Cesar Lopez. I'm a member of the California Fast Food Workers Union and work at Subway in LA. For 5 years, I worked after my regular shift without pay up to 12 hours a week. I wasn't given restful breaks. During this time, I lived paycheck to paycheck. I have accumulated over $21,000 in credit card debts. I'm trying to survive. I didn't know I had the right to be paid for all those hours and missed breaks. I thought that if I didn't finish my duties on time, I had to work off the clock. Now I know this is illegal. I am demanding to be paid what I'm owed. But tons of fast food workers are still suffering from wage theft, and they don't even know it. Los Angeles City Council members can help us equip fast food workers with Know Your Rights training so that together, workers can learn and enforce labor laws meant to protect workers, consumers, and businesses. Thank you very much.
Thank you. My name is Paloma Bustos, and I'm a policy associate with the Sunita Jain Anti-Trafficking Initiative at Loyola Law School. Many in Los Angeles are looking forward to hosting the World Cup and Olympic Games. These events bring global attention and $1 billion in economic activity, but they also create pressure to finish construction and major projects quickly and at a low cost. They increase demand for temporary workers in construction, transportation, hospitality, and event services. We know from past Olympics and World Cups that when there's pressure for fast and cheap labor, the risk of trafficking and exploitation increases, especially for immigrant and temporary workers. In fact, forced labor and severe labor exploitations have been identified in connection with every Olympic Games and FIFA World Cups over the past decade. Our office recently released a report that outlines clear, practical steps that the city can take now by enforcing existing labor laws, making sure contractors are following the rules, and funding survivor services to prevent harm before it happens. We'd be happy to share that report with you to make sure that the city invests prevention early so that global celebrations don't come at the expense of safety and dignity. Thank you.
My name is David Plum. I'm a U.S. Navy veteran, honorably discharged. I live at 15105 Sherman Way in Van Nuys, and there's between 15049 and 15105, there's a walkway there that needs to be painted either red or blue or both, because there's cars that park there and they block it for handicapped people to go on down the street. And in my book, that's unacceptable. And somebody told me here to get a blue walkway, it's going to take 5 years. That's unacceptable in my book, too. I want it done yesterday. I want blue lines so people who park there can get ticketed. Because as it is right now, we call somebody come and give a ticket. They won't give a ticket because there's no indication as to what
Speaker,
it is.
your time has expired, but if you could just wait
Thank
in the
you.
back or off to the side for a minute. Thank you.
I'm done. Thank you.
Okay. Next speaker. Good morning. Which items would you like to speak to?
Good day, sir. I would like to do the general comment. I believe I have a subject that affects us all.
Okay, so you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
Okay. My name is Frederick William Sillick. I call myself a civilized American and a citizen of the world. We have an international crisis. We have a situation that's affecting all of us. Businesses are closing here in Los Angeles. I see that. Unemployment must probably be rising too. The number of billionaires has grown. And the number of, in terms of dollars, for those billionaires has grown. And this is simple arithmetic. If you consider the simple arithmetic in this equation, we have a national or international crisis. We need a graduated tax reformulation. The situation where those under the poverty line pay nothing, and those billionaires.
Your time has expired.
My name is Eric. I'm a photographer who's been helping document our response to ICE since June. I just wanted to thank Councilmember Rodriguez for how you marked the beginning of the year today. You said the gloves are off, and I really hope that that's true, because we need your help. As a photographer, I think about visual metaphor a lot. Last night, with hundreds of community members, I marched from Mariachi Plaza to the Metro Detention Center in memory of Renee Good, Keith Porter, and all victims of this regime. And Councilmember, there are more than 5. People who die in the torturous conditions of these for-profit ICE detention centers deserve to be remembered too. So, visual metaphor. There was a moment where we were walking across a bridge across the LA River, surrounded by industrial wasteland, the vigil for the murdered woman behind us, the detention center somewhere ahead of us nestled in the city skyline. It was windy and cold and dark because the streetlights were all out on the bridge, because people have resorted to stealing copper wiring to survive. It struck me in that moment that we are past a tipping point. We have tipped. The moment is here. We need more than just words about how much you want to help. It needs to be backed up with action. The gentleman who spoke on behalf of Keith Porter's family was correct. This is unprecedented and is going to be very hard, but now is the time. There is no more time to wait. I was glad to hear you start the meeting that way by pledging to do better about the moment we're facing, because a moment earlier I was struck by a different visual metaphor. I know you're all probably required to say it by the bylaws or something, but I would just point out that you started the meeting by quite literally turning your back on the public to pledge allegiance to the federal government. Please show me that I misinterpreted. Show up to one of the many protests in the area this weekend. Send out press releases telling people about them. If you can't do anything to rein in ICE or the LAPD, you need to tell us why. Go public. Do something unprecedented. This is the moment, and we need to make sure that we have more after this. Thank you.
I would like to say good morning to Councilwoman Hernandez and Councilwoman Jurado. Now, the matter that I need attention on is specifically dealing with Councilwoman Jurado. I live in Central City East, and it's super awesome. I'm putting together a neighborhood council. Now, D-Link is awesome. Little Tokyo, awesome as well. But the issues that people Skid Row face are very unique. I'm a Marxist. I'm a pretty hardline Marxist, and interacting with the government in a more fluid manner has been very productive for those people that live there. And I think the attention and commitment and dedication towards developing a method that is more in line with what they know is morally right, morally sound in terms of what we are able to achieve with the attention of us all can be done. So I just wanted to say hello to Isabel Jurado for the first time. Thank you so much, and I'm honored to be in your district. Okay, that's it.
In light of the murder of Renee Good, the 2 people who were shot last night, I think of my grandfather who stood up and fought fascism overseas, and who is rolling in his grave now to see it come to our shores. We don't have time for good words. We need action. We need boldness. We need courage to face the moment, because our fundamental freedoms are under threat. And you can pretend like it's normal times. Those days are gone. We need action. We need passion. We need creativity. We need people to at least stand up. And if we happen to go down, we at least go down swinging. We don't just roll over. But I can admit I'm afraid. And I can imagine a lot of you on council are afraid. But we need courage. We need resolve, because I've seen that video of that woman being shot in the face by a federal thug. I never thought I would see that in my country. When I heard of the shootings in Portland, I got scared because I had to call my friends to make sure they were okay. It's horrific. And the problem is we don't need, like we keep saying, we don't need words, we don't need special things, we need action. We need a plan. What the hell are you going to do? I mean, I loved your words, Ms. Rodriguez. But what are you going to do for us? How are you going to keep us safe? How are you going to prevent people from dying and being killed at the hands of a federal Gestapo? Thank you.
Okay. Next speaker.
Derek Blasingame. I'm going to be speaking on the items number 29, 2, and 30, and I would like to make a general comment as well.
So item number 2 is not, hold on, your time
which is 29.
Item number 2 is not open for public comment, but you have 2 minutes for items 29 and 30, and you have 1 minute for general. Go ahead.
All right, good. Derek Blasingame here. I want to talk about ICE. I support the federal government. I support President Donald J. Trump. I support what they're doing to get these illegal and unlawful individuals out of this country. When you get immigration under control, when you get these illegal aliens out of our country, it creates jobs, it creates opportunities, and it creates pathways that American citizens can get on and get opportunities that they are being denied and deprived of each and every day. I also want to talk about the situation that happened where ICE had to protect itself. We're talking about men and women who put on uniforms every day and go out here and protect our country from people who don't belong here, for people who don't want to follow our laws, want to come here free, want to get all of our public services for nothing, and they don't want to follow the process. But instead of us supporting our law enforcement, we want to condemn them. But none of you have the guts or the testicular fortitude to put on the same uniform that they wear every day, putting their lives at risk, putting their lives in harm, and where they won't even be able to return to their families. Now, you can call me crazy all you want to, but one thing my great-grandmother always taught me is a thin line between courage and crazy. People who don't have courage always see people like me as crazy because you don't have courage. The problem is not Derek Blasingame. The problem is this system that we have created. Now, the other item that I want to speak about is item number 29. You all, how dare you try to make protesters or demonstrators collude with law enforcement to tell them what their moves are, to tell them what their demonstrations are and what their routes are. How dare this government try to collude with and prevent people from being able to get outside and exercise their First Amendment rights? How dare you do that? Now, in my last 20 seconds regarding these items, I want to also bring attention to the LAPD and the corruption that exists in that department. Since we're talking about law enforcement, we can go to
so that's
general
general
comments.
public comment. You have 1 minute.
LAPD is a group of thugs. They have acted with indecency and impunity as a law enforcement agency. They are not a professional law enforcement agency. They have failed to provide me with requested public records continuously, including crime reports, body-worn camera footage, and other records that I requested. And they need to be held accountable, or I'm going to go into the Superior Court of Los Angeles County and file a mandamus request to force them to give me the records of which I've created. Now, they also arrested me the other day because of my activity as a government watchdog. But let me tell you this, I've been 500 pounds, I've been 400 pounds, I fought the district attorney, the same black bitch that prosecuted Donald Trump, and I beat her in felony cases. If LAPD think they're gonna take me down with one little misdemeanor charge, you better call Georgia and tell them how I kicked their ass all over their court system and won. It was acquitted by a jury of my peers. It's gonna take more than facts and fat shaming to break Derek Blasingame. I've been through hell.
Speaker, your time has expired. Speaker, your
All
time
right,
has expired.
that concludes
This
public.
is your first and only formal warning. Do not disrupt this meeting.
All right, thank you, Mr. City Attorney. Sir, you're disrupting the meeting. This is your first and last warning. Madam Clerk, what's before us?